Hello everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I love to show you what I have been working on in my craft room. This month, it's July 19th of 2022, I've been showcasing Christmas in July, and today is no different. So I have a really beautiful card for you. It all started when I bought the Stampin' Up's Lights Aglow 6x6 designer series paper, and it was so gorgeous that I decided that I needed to have the entire bundle, which includes the Christmas lights stamp set as well as the twinkling lights dies. So we're going to be making a card today using that and a really fun and versatile layout. So let me pop you down to my workspace and I can show you what I've got going today. All right, as I told you, the cornerstone was the Lights Aglow 6x6 designer series paper. The colors are basic black, cherry cobbler, evening evergreen, soft succulent, and very vanilla. But I especially love the gold accents in that designer series paper. Fun and festive. Lots of different uses. I'll just quickly show you some of the pieces in that. And if you don't like gold, I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Everybody loves gold, right? Just go. This is the sheet I'm using. I've also designed a card for class this week that uses this designer series paper. Those look like we can get those cut out with a die. That's also in soft succulent. So you can see why I'm in love with this designer series paper. Just absolutely gorgeous. There's some of the trees in that. So that was my impetus for the card today. So I'll also be using the Christmas light stamp set with the coordinating dies. There's a very intricate snowflake. As long it was tree and a string of lights and some different other snowflakes. The other stamp set that I'm going to be using from Stampin' Up! Is the Christmas to Remember stamp set using the 'Tis the Season sentiment, and this one can be found in the current annual catalog. All right, let me show you the card I am making. So it uses the very vanilla thick cardstock, a panel 5 1/4 by 4 that's embossed. This one happens to be the Merry Melody, but I've also used the Time Worn Type 3D. Gold foil, a piece of that designer series paper, another piece of gold foil embossed with the snowflakes from the Wintry 3D embossing folder. I've heat embossed the snowflake in gold and die cut it and layered it on a cherry cobbler circle cut with the stylish shapes. And then there's my sentiment, heat embossed as well, topped off with some champagne rhinestone jewels. Now, what I love about this card is its layout. When I was first looking, like, how am I going to use that big snowflake? What's going to be the best way to use that? I found a layout that I've used previously, and that's what I often use for inspiration. So this is an Easter card I created. It uses the same layout, the same sizes of papers. And so that's, I thought, oh, the snowflake will fit really well there. Another card, I guess, just almost a month to the day, my last video, another card using that same layout. But what I love about the layout is you can use all kinds of different stamp sets and papers, and you don't realize it's the same layout. And then my friend and fellow stamper Teresa Huffman used this same layout to make a masculine card with the He's the Man products. So I just love that layout. I will tell you the dimensions of the papers. So I just used, like I said, the thick, very vanilla cardstock, measuring 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So that's just easy to make that just go in half. I have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of Very Vanilla cardstock that I embossed with the Time Worn 3D embossing folder. And I don't know if you can tell the difference. Which do you like, either the Time Worn or the Merry Melody? Then I have a scrap for the sentiment, a piece of Very Vanilla for the snowflake, a gold sheet that measures 4.5 by 3, and the layer, that designer series paper that measures 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And I do need to emboss the gold sheet with the snowflakes. This is the Wintry 3D, the snowflakes. So this gold piece measures 1.5 by 5, and I'll just slip it inside that embossing folder and put it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and get that going for us today. So we are ready to put our card together using the number 4 plate to get a good embossed image on there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. There's our gold. So we're ready with that. And then one of the final pieces is a cherry cobbler circle cut with the stylish shapes dies. So kind of a lot of little pieces, but it makes for a beautiful card. While I was making snowflakes, I thought, what if I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the gold foil? Isn't that gorgeous? And then here's the distressed gold. So I'm thinking, what if I use some glimmer paper? Wouldn't that be fun in a card? Glimmer paper with like maybe the white or the red for the snowflake. So I have the snowflake already on a block, and I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Now in the July through December 2022 mini catalog, there is a new edition. It's called the Embossing Editions Toolkit, and includes an embossing buddy. And you're maybe wondering what the embossing buddy does. It gets all the static off of your paper so that it embosses without stains and smudges. The kit includes the embossing buddy, some fun brushes to get to brush away the excess embossing powder, and it also includes a funnel to put the embossing powder back into its container. Right now I'm using a paper plate, but my kit is on order. So I'm just going to ink up my snowflake with the Versamark ink. It's a kind of a watermark ink. It's almost opaque. It's hard to see, but I can trust that it's there because I've done this before and understand that. So there's that. But watch, when I run it through the embossing powder, that gold, see my paper plate, I'm gonna get a funnel. All right. So there we go. We've got that. And the brushes in the kit will be good to just get rid of any excess. So hang tight. There will be a little noise as I heat emboss this to get ready. And what I love most about heat embossing is that the images just pop as you heat them. You'll be able to see that a lot more with this sentiment. So this sentiment comes from Christmas to Remember. I'll get my embossing buddy, ink that with Versamark, And I'm just going to cut this out so I don't care where I put that on my paper. Run it through the powder. Oops, I got a little extra. I'll tap that off. I like to use my little Pampered Chef tongs to hang on so I don't burn my fingers. Could you see that just pop out of there? That's just absolutely gorgeous. All right. Then the next thing I would do would be to take my snowflake and run it through the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And this is how the die cut layers on there. There's 2 of them. You just layer it like so, and then stick the centerpiece in and run it through, and you end up with this very gorgeous, gorgeous gold embossed snowflake. And then what I'm just going to do with this sentiment here is cut it off. There are labels that work for this, but I decided that I liked it just cut out. 'Tis the season. There we go. All right, now I have all of my pieces. I'm going to go ahead and get it put together. I have my Stamp and Seal Plus that I'm going to just affix to the back of this time-worn type that I've run through here. Put it on the front of my Very Vanilla Thick cardstock. And just, it's more or less just putting it together from here. It's just an absolute beautiful card using the gold accents from the Lights Aglow 6x6 designer series paper from Stampin' Up. All of this will be shown on my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. I'd love if you'd hop over there, subscribe to it, as well as my YouTube channel where this video is. All right, let's put that on the back. Kind of following that layout. And this would be something that you could put together a whole bunch of these in a short period of time for your holiday cards once you get everything going. Then this next layer is that gold with the snowflake. It's part of the Wintry 3D embossing folders found in Stampin' Up's annual catalog. I don't think there's an up or down on that. So, and then I'm just going to use a glue dot on the back of this snowflake. You could use a Stampin' Dimensional and pop that up if you wanted to, but I'm just going to be flat because we are going to pop up the cherry cobbler piece. So I'm just placing that in that snowflake in the center. Just so pretty, and it shows up against that cherry cobbler background. So I will, that was this cut with the Stylish Shapes dies. Love those. Those are a part of almost every time I stamp, I've got those out. So it's really a great item to have. So I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll that on our card. We've already cut this out, so I'll just use glue dots, three glue dots on the back of that. Gorgeous gold embossing. I hope that you like to heat emboss. If you don't know how, give me a shout and I will go through it a little more slowly next time. So then I'm going to just adorn it with, I have a few of the Champagne Basic Rhinestone Jewels left. They're on my order as well. I need a few more of those. And the Take Your Pick tool helps me put them on there. So there we have it. Just a beautiful holiday card featuring the Lights Aglow 6x6 designer series paper with all of the gorgeous gold accents and the Christmas lights stamp set from Stampin' Up, as well as the twinkling lights dies. Thank you so much for joining me. As I said, you can find me at kimplayswithpaper.com. I'm also I'm on Pinterest and have a free email newsletter that I send out. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great season of crafting for the holidays, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.